Hello everyone, and I want to welcome you to the session on end of semester instructions. Along with this video, I will be sending out the link to the instruction sheet, and I've actually already done it once, but I'll do it again. And the instruction sheet breaks it down based on what you might need to have for a specific modality, okay? So each one of these links will link out to the instructions. Most of the stuff I'm going to show you how to run in this session, but I will send out these notes as well. I've also included in my notes the document that the records office had sent out with step-by-step instructions on how to enter it in Banner. Okay, so the main thing I'm going to focus on in this session is how to go in and grab the attendance and the grade center in Blackboard, and how to run a history report on the grade so you can see the last date that a student submitted an assignment. Okay, so in Blackboard, I'm going to go into a practice course. Okay, first thing you want to do is make sure your edit mode is on in your upper right hand corner, and you will see your course management section. And I'm going to start off by showing you how to do the download the attendance in Blackboard. So underneath course tools is your attendance tool, and you've probably been using this if you've been using the attendance in Blackboard. Alright, now when you first open the attendance, it automatically puts you in the current day to be able to take attendance for your students. In case you didn't know, that there is an option where you can mark them all present, mark them all late, and so on. Okay, to do a real quick one and then individually change a couple of students. Now, at this time, you're going to be downloading your entire attendance sheet. So what you're going to do is you're going to switch from the meeting view to the overall view. So I'm going to go to that. Now, you want to make sure that you have all the days marked, and if you find that you're missing a day, you can go to the line in between 2 days and hit the plus sign. That will let you insert an extra day. If you have a day in there and it's the wrong one, like right now I have today in here, I can go in and tell it to delete today's date from my list here. Okay, so it's really simple to send this out to an Excel spreadsheet. As long as you're in the overall view looking at all your data that you've put in, up in the upper right hand corner is the export button. All you have to do is hit export, and it should save the file right into your downloads folder. Mine, because I'm in Chrome, it's showing here in the bottom left hand corner. If you're not in Chrome and you're in Firefox, you might be asked a location to save it, and you can save it wherever you want to put it. But since I'm in Chrome, I can see it down here, and I can just click on it to bring it up. Now, when it brings it in, it automatically puts present, late, or excused, or absent in each one of the boxes here. And you can go individually and double click in between the headings here at the top, and you can expand it, or you can select all, which is the button right above the number 1, and double click on any one of the lines between the ABCs at the top, and double click, and that will expand all of them at the same time. You might want to make these smaller, where maybe I only need to see the date at the top. You can select them and then just go in and bring in one column to the width that you want. So maybe I only need the date. So you can do them all at the same time. Okay, so once you've got it done, you can save this file, and when you save the file, I'm going to go ahead and do a save as, and you obviously put it wherever you want. Okay, what I recommend is changing it from this Unicode text to an Excel spreadsheet, and I would go in, and I always label my stuff as to the semester. So for an example, right now I would do FA for fall 21, put in the course name, and put my name in there. So, and you might even want to put in the section in here, and then I would put my name in there. That way when you send the attendance record to the division, they would be able, know exactly what attendance, what class it's for, what semester it's for, and who the instructor was. Okay, so you would just save that. So that's how simple it is to download the attendance sheet. So I'm going to go ahead and close that. and this one I'm just gonna say no to save it. Okay, so I'm back in Blackboard again, and now I want to go in and I want to download the Grade Center. So I'm gonna click on Course Tools to recollapse that, and I want to go into my Grade Center and go to Full Grade Center. Okay, now I purposely left it open so that there were certain submissions here that I did not grade, because I want you to see what it looks like if you submit it without finishing grading. Two things you want to make sure of is you've graded everything and you've put zeros in for any assignments that they did not complete. Otherwise your weighted total or your total column would not be accurate. Okay, so I'm going to leave it as is, and in the upper right hand corner you would go to Work Offline and go to Download. Okay, leave everything as the default settings and hit Submit. Okay, this pops up and you have to download it. So you're going to hit download. Now, you can only hit download once, and then you'd have to go back through and download it again after you back out of the course and come back in. It won't let you keep downloading. So once I download, I can see in the bottom left hand corner, there's the file. If you needed to, you could tell it, what drive you want to put it on, but I can just click on it to open it. It always comes up with this message because it's changed the file format. It's not an Excel file format. So I'm going to say yes. Alright, and it's an Excel spreadsheet. I can do the same thing I did with the attendance. I can hit the button right above the number 1 to select everything and go and double click on any line in between the headings, and it would automatically expand all the column widths. Now, if you want to, obviously you can manually change it. I don't need all that extra stuff at the top. I can shrink them down so all I see is the main title that I need. Okay, so you can do that, but you can see here where the information needs grading. So those were the ones that I didn't bother going in and grading. So it actually means that this weighted column is not accurate. So it's very important to make sure that everything that needed grading is taken care of. Okay, if it had a blue dot, that was in progress. That's usually you would see that on a test where maybe they started the test but didn't submit it. And you do have the ability to go in and submit it for them before you download your Grade Center. Okay, or put a 0 in. Maybe they did it too late. Okay, and again, when you go to save it, I would go into File and Save As. Pick a location where you want it to go. I always change it to an Excel spreadsheet like I did on the attendance. And again, put in the semester, and you can actually see here it's going to be, and this one here I could put in, I should have probably put attendance in the last one, but I'm going to say Grade Center. Okay, so that I would know that it was the that particular course in the final grades, or I could just put final grades in there and then save that. Okay, so then it's ready for you to send this off to the division to have records of your files. Okay, so go ahead and close that. Now, depending on what modality you're teaching, maybe you're doing an online course which you wouldn't have an attendance sheet to see when was the last time they attended class. Or maybe you're doing a blended or a hybrid, and half their attendance is based on when they actually attended class, and the other half would be submitting an assignment. So you've got to figure out, especially if you have a student that has a F in your class or a U in your class, you have to put in the last date of attendance. So obviously for hybrid and blended, you would use that attendance sheet to help you. But they might have submitted an assignment online later, so that would be the date that you would have to see and input into the grades and banner. So to be able to find out when was the last submission for a student, what you would do is in the Full Grade Center again, there's an option up here for reports. So you would go into reports or point to it and do View Grade History. Okay. Now, in this one, I'm going to show you a different one. This one, I've manually entered all the grades, so you're not going to see any submissions for the student. Okay, I just entered them in. Okay, now if you were looking for a specific student, the easiest way to do it, a couple of things you want to do. Upper right hand corner, you need to change the number of days to all, so you can see all submissions, and hit go. Okay, and what you want to do is you can actually sort either by last edited or user to get them all together for one student. Okay, so let me show you a report that I ran on a current file. So here's a current report that I did, and I can actually see I've blocked out the user so you can't see who they are, but here are the submissions, and it's telling me that there was a submission for that student. So if it was a test, a discussion, anything where they're an assignment, anything that they're submitting, it will give you the last submission date. So you would want to look at that for one particular student. So I can see this student here, because I did it only last 14 days, submitted something on December 8th, and that was the last time they submitted anything. So I would compare that. If this was an online course, that would be my ending date. That would be the last date that they actually completed work in the course. And that's what I would put in there for the F or U grade. If it's blended or hybrid, where they actually, part of the time they attended live, whether it be virtual or in class, you would have to compare the two dates. When was the last time they submitted an assignment? When was the last time they actually walked into class? And whatever the most recent date is, that's what you would want to report in the final grade submission. Okay, so at this point, I've gone over everything that I wanted to in my end of semester instructions. Hopefully, you know, this will get you through and you won't have any questions, but you can also use the instructions in here and the instructions from Banner or from Records to go in and enter grades in Banner. Okay, so if you do have any questions, you can reach out to onlinelearning@niagaracc.suny.edu to get answers to any of your questions.